Right. Hello, guys. So today, welcome with Group 2 podcast on a tax 11.1 as a role play tax. Okay, so here we the mate. There's Damar, Muhammad ARYA WIGUNA, me, VAREL ASEDYA ZULKIFLI, and VIONNA ANGELITA. And so here we go. Uh, Hello, welcome back with Group 2 here. So today we are gonna talk or maybe tell about the story about our dream country, especially on their work culture. And so yeah, some of you guys need to explaining like how habit or work culture on your dream country was like and everything. Okay, so shall we start?
Yeah, of course. Yes.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Okay. So this is time. This time I think it's a really free discussion. I mean, if you guys want to start asking us something about, I mean, if you guys want to start asking something about each friend on their dream country, you guys feel free to asking by say sorry at first, and you can go on that then. Uh, so anyway,
Sure.
So anyway, maybe this time I will start from me, maybe. So or anyone else?
No. You can go. Yeah, sure. You can go first.
All right. Okay. Okay. Uh, let's I start it. Okay. So my dream country was Indonesia and Russia. You know, I love to build my career in Russia. So I will explain my differences first from Indonesia. Indonesia is a collective personality in Indonesia. Even they're working hard on their job, but most of them still collectivists on their self, which means that they tend to place a higher importance on the group than on the individual. Family, extended family, and the community are very important and will always be placed above individuals or business. And the second is working culture in Indonesia are normal but still give kind of attention to customer. So I will explain this. Is regardless of the type of work, how small or how big a person position is, most of Indonesian always respect and always serve customers wisely and professionally. And first on the differences from Russia is they high individuality in Russia, but I will say not at all. But most of them, the people on some workplace didn't seem to greet each other and were very indifferent. It is important to realize that this kind of action is a fact that the Russian people have a habit of keeping public views private. But don't be fooled into the thinking that everyone in this country is rude and unfriendly. After getting to know each other, foreigners will find that their Russian friends are generous, warm, and happy to help those they know. And the second of the differences from Russia is a work culture in Russia is strong, but most of their people also don't pay much attention to their customers. So Russian business are working. People also don't pay much attention to their behavior towards customers. Colleagues and staff to give their best. Customer service is almost non-existent, so foreigners should not expect to find multiple solutions when filing a complaint. And people moving to Russia from country that value politeness may also be surprised by the way they are treated in the country. Don't judge Russian colleagues by the way they talk on the phone, and be prepared to develop limitless patience when dealing with officials and bureaucracy. And this both country is a have similarities too. Some of it is gift giving at first. Both countries some have a bit easy hand to give, and they care each other. But both countries have strong personality on teamwork for working, and also the tolerance, the attitude of these working workers of these countries that both respect all religions and differences. And the next is I will explain work culture in Russia. The prevailing work culture in Russia is to be very hardworking. Many Russians do not stop working at the weekend, and a few even work during holidays. There are some difficulties when working or doing business in Russia. First and foremost, the rule of law does not always apply in this country. This means that the everyday stability that business greatly prefer is not always available, and security is a major concern. To combat this, your potential employer may make elaborate background and security checks on you. On the other hand, Russia has copious natural resources and a readily educated workforce. Formality is the norm in the Russian workplace. The greeting of newcomers is with a firm handshake. Until told otherwise, you should address Russian coworkers by their title plus username. The default titles are like a Gospodin or Mister and Госпожа as Mrs. The friendlier traditional Russian term of address, the patronymic A.G. Ivan Petrovich, meaning John Peterson, will come later. And in the line with the tendency to be formal, Russian companies are hierarchical to the chains of command is considered important and you should be observed it as a matter of course. This means that you should focus all your attention on the management. As they are the sole decision makers during meetings, office managers tend to have large and elaborate offices. So I will skip this to the last is Russia is a bureaucratic society in which paperwork is still valued. This is something you will just have to get used to. The exchanging of business card is universal. You should have on one made up that is written in Russian on the one side and English on the other, presenting it with the Russian side face up. The Russian expect foreigners to be on time for meetings and the like, although they may not be on time themselves. And yeah, that's it. And this is source too. And Indonesia work culture is Indonesia has a distinct and unique work culture. I mean, although this work culture may sometimes be difficult for foreigners to understand, it has not less helped the country's companies stand out. Foreigners who understand this work culture will also be likely to success in Indonesia. The following are some points regarding work environment in Indonesian workplace. As first, addressing superiors. The Indonesian know about the importance of their superiors and are used to addressing them by suitable titles. In Indonesia, you must have to call them by like Bapak, which means is sir, or Ibu, which means ma'am, and no one call them by their first name until unless they are allowed to do so. And making the leaders happy. And second, there is an environment of making the leaders happy in the Indonesian workplace. Generally, the insistent employees obey the seniors or boss and don't question them. The assistant or subordinate employees never talk back if their seniors give orders for any type of work because they only want to make their leader happy. And the third is avoiding classes. The employers in Indonesia try their best to avoid any kind of classes. There is an environment of peace in an Indonesian workplace. And the fourth is a friendship between coworkers. There is an environment of peace and friendship in Indonesian workplace. The coworkers don't hesitate to ask personal questions, and in this way, an environment of friendship is goes on. And the last is a personal criticism. There is an environment of private critic in Indonesian workplace. People there prefer to keep critics private rather than discuss it in the public. In this way, this culture does much to protect the pride of the employers. And that's it. That's my text defense from the sources. You can find out by yourself. Okay, and that's it, guys. And
Wow, such amazing right there. Informative and knowledging. Glad on your dream over, Farel. Hope you can working in Russia.
yeah, chill, guys. Thank you so much. And that's my opinion over. Maybe something be more outside there. And Okay, next maybe we can go for Dio. Will you?
Sure. Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Here I will explain the difference in work culture between Indonesia and America. I will start from Indonesia. Indonesia have a slow work ethic and tend not to take their given time seriously even though they can still complete assignment on time. And Indonesian employees and job leaders are not open to ideas and there doesn't like reprimanding others. Then America. America have a high work ethic. They are more serious about deadline than Indonesians. Job leaders are very open to ideas and likes to reprimand people. Behind the difference in work culture, these two countries also have a little in common. Namely, first, commitment to strategic partnership and ethic in speaking, and in terms of working time, Indonesian and American, yeah. The difference, first, Americans have a different work ethic from most people in Indonesia. They work hard earnestly and constantly. Meanwhile, Indonesia is not yet used to the American way of working. If we compare it to a running race, we as run, then we run again after him. This comparison to running man feels right. That's how they work. Second, always tries to make their work team use their time effectively because for them time is something valuable. They are very disciplined and always make plans for all activities. Third, American democratic leadership makes them accustomed to respecting every opinion of their subordinate. This makes employees very expressive and active in expressing their ideas and opinions, and conversely, the leaders are also very open to the idea and opinion of their employees and are more receptive to difference. When they have something they want to say or feel, they will say it straight to the point. For them, it is better to be straightforward even in the worst case, so that they can think about anticipatory action or find alternative plans. For Indonesian, reprimanding people all the time is not something they often do. Never ask, how was your vacation? Because for them it is like asking, how was your intimate relationship last night? While in America, they like to reprimand people while in the elevator or when filling a drink. The similarities is, first, the US and Indonesia are committed to a strategic partnership based on a shared commitment to building economic growth, development, international trade, and maritime cooperation. The US and Indonesia are also considered to have many things, diverse peoples and large area, as well as various ethnicities and religions. Second, the ethics of talking to parents. This means just like when we talk to someone who is older than us, we still use a greeting followed by that person's name. In Indonesia, they call the leadership the father, and in America, they call it sir for man or miss for woman. Even though America and Indonesian are different, consistent, but still have the same ethical system as Indonesia. Third, in terms of working time, Indonesian and American workers are relatively the same. Working hours Indonesia start at 8 a.m. and end at they officially usually start to be deserted because the majority of workers have returned home. Few people leave the office on time or stay in the office beyond 7 p.m. for work, jogging, and socializing. It seems balanced and there are no obstacles. Meeting time is usually short, but employees will not be scolded if they arrive a little late. That it, guys.
Wow, good job, Damar. Amazing info right there. I hope you can working on that America's country.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Okay, now third, I think it will be Muhammad Arya Wiguna.
Sure. Thanks, Farel.
Okay, sure.
Okay, okay, guys. I will explain about Indonesian work culture and Japan work culture. Difference Indonesia is addressing a super, superiorist, making the leader happy, uh, avoiding clashes, friendship between co-worker, personal criticism, greeting the most superior first, giving handshake, being professional at all time, arriving on time, showing attitude. Now, Japan work culture different lack of time used for planning, creating an organized work schedule with a timeline, fast work problem solving, demands to become generalist rather than specialist. Similarities about two showing good attitude, know how to be productive, give the best for their job, take less, do more, confident, really respect coworkers. Now the explanation, work culture in Japan. Lack of time used for planning. In Japanese company, usually the period from the di- discussion on a project to the implementation of the project will take a long time. One of the reasons for the lack of this period is because they always think about all the possibilities and risks that could occur at each stage of the project implementation. Therefore, sometimes foreigners find it difficult to accept this condition because thinking about the risk is considered too much. Now, creating an organized work schedule with the timeline. Also, the time spent planning a project can be called long. Japanese people always make a clear timeline, of course, with the aim that the project is complete on the time without any problem. This work timeline is usually used as a measure of how effectively the work is being carried out, as well as how hard the effort must be to make the project complete according to the predetermined schedule. Then, work problem solving. When there is a problem in the job, companies tend to focus on finding what is the problem, not on who made the mistake. From this, they will make precaution so that later the same mistake do not occur. Demands to become generalist rather than specialist. Japanese companies expect each employer to be able to do a variety of job, so that no employee will be assigned to the same division continuously. This is done so that employer have in-depth knowledge of the company, so the work carried out by all fields in the company. Now, work culture in Indonesia, and, uh, and first, addressing superior. The Indonesian know about the importance of their superiors and are used to addressing them by readable title. In Indonesia, you must have to call them by Bapa, which means sir, or Ibu, which means mom. No one, no one can call them by their first name until and unless they are allowed to do so. Now, making the leader happy. There is an embryo, environment of making the leader happy in Indonesia workplace. Generally, the assistant employers obey their senior or boss and don't question them. The assistant or subordinate employers never talk back if their senior give order for any type of work because they only want to make their leader happy. Then, avoiding clash. The employer in Indonesia the, try their best to avoid any kind of clash. There is an environment of free of peace in the Indonesia workplace. No friendship between coworker. There is an em- environment of peace and friendship in Indonesian workplace. The coworker don't hesitate to ask personal question, and in this way, an environment of friendship goes on. Then personal criticism. There is an environment of private criticism in Indonesian workplace. People they prefer to keep criticism private rather than discussion it in public. In this way, this culture does too much to protect their pride of the employer.
Wait, wait.
Creating the most superior first. In Indonesia, as a subordinate employer, it is essential to know about the superior of the company. Greeting the most senior first in a good conduct. Next, giving handshake. Indonesian senior are giving handshake first. So the style varies from company to company. Giving handshake with little pressure is common in Indonesia. Next, being professional at all time. During work hour, employer must be professional regardless of the situation. There are to be helpful, friendly, and good team members, and they are advi- advised to avoid gossip, uh, to avoid any sort of trouble. Next, arriving on time. It is highly appreciated to arrive on their workplace on time or earlier. Next, showing gratitude. Indonesian employers try to be helpful and friendly and understand each other and saying thank you after receiving help from a college is seen to be good manners because it shows gratitude. Maybe I think that's all. Farel.
Okay, nice, interesting, and I love to go to Japan also. And thank you, mate. And okay, now last from our mate is a Fiona.
Oh, my turn. All right, wait.
Okay.
Okay, I will explain about between in Indonesia and Germany. Apa in Indonesia has people and disciplined people in Indonesia and disciplined people in Germany. And the second, an independent and hard work with high quality research in Indonesia and independent and hard-work high-quality research. And last, in Indonesia, there is often corruption and does not serve. And in Germany, anti-corruption and serving. The similarities is gift giving. Both countries have habits easy and to give. Care each other. Both countries have care. And the third is tolerance. The attitude of the government of the two countries that both respect all religions and difference. Next, work culture in German. Punctuality and efficiency are paramount in German conception of time. Meetings usually do not take longer than scheduled, often because there is another meeting planned right after. Long-time planning is very common in the German organizational culture. Germany has the fifth largest economy in the world and is often known as the economic engine of Europe. Despite the scale and diversity of the German economy, it has a common and very well-defined business culture. It is, it is one in which blending in can prove beneficial in your business and first with the German, as well as for finding of job. This career professor works in infographic offers of the core of the German work culture. In the German organization culture, hierarchy is highly appreciated and well maintained. Organizations tend and to have a strong management, in which the high positions are held by small groups of the most experienced and or qualified people. With a distinction between his functions, employees are expected to do what they are told. Not surprisingly, the commanding style is often done in formal fashion, notably by the use of the she and the formal second person address. However, nowadays the company provides service, they judge the needs and satisfaction of their employees. As the hierarchical culture dictates, the decisions of take top-down, in which the decisions by the chairman are always respected. Products and roles are closely adhered to, and also it tends to make the decision making process quite lengthy. It is usually associated with commitment and professionalism in which rare decisions are associated with a lack of such attributes. Also, Germans are born perfectionists and even the smallest detail of a particular issue will be covered during meetings. Finance and efficiency are central to German conception of time. Meetings usually don't take longer than the schedule, often because another meeting is planned afterwards. The press becomes visited with a phrase that is used to someone who is late, for example, handing over or getting this done example in everyday life. Even through the schedule of meeting there is discipline. This paper lays out the various reasons for the exceptional performance of the German labor market during and after the Great Recession of 2008 or 9. The reference point of our analysis is provided by an empirical model of both total household and employment. We conduct dynamic simulation of the crisis period to assess how surprising the reaction of the labor market really was. We, ab- we argued that the most important prediction for the minor reaction and of employment during this crisis was the 10% wage moderation observed in the years before, which constituted a distinct difference to all other factions in Germany. Beyond that, the flexibility of adjusting work time, which has increased considerably during the past 10 years, facilitated the tendency to labor hardening. In contrast, short-time work plays a minor role in explaining the difference from two perspectives. Since the instrument has always been available in first in German and its use has not been extraordinary compared with other sections. Work culture in Indonesia. Indonesia has a distinct and unique work culture. Although this work culture may sometimes be difficult for foreigners to understand. It has non-sales helped the country companies stand out. Foreigners who understand this work culture will also be likely to succeed in Indonesia. The following are some points regarding working environment in Indonesia workplace. Addressing superiors. The Indonesians know about the importance of the superiors and are used to addressing them by suitable titles. In Indonesia, you must have to call them by Bapak, which means sir, or Ibu, which means ma'am. No one calls them by their first name until and unless they are allowed to do so. Making the leaders happy. There is an environment of making the leaders happy in Indonesia workplace. Generally, the assistant employees obey their seniors or boss and don't question them. The assistants are subordinate or subordinate employees never talk back if their seniors give order for any type of work because they only want to make their leaders happy. Avoiding clashes. The employers in Indonesia try their best to avoid any kind of clash. There is an environment of peace in an Indonesian workplace. Friendship between two workers. There is an environment of peace and friendship in Indonesia workplace. The workers don't hesitate to ask personal questions, and in this way, an environment of friendship goes on. Personality criticism. There is an environment of private criticism in an Indonesian workplace. People there prefer to keep criticism private rather than discuss it in public. In this way, this culture then does much to protect the pride of the employer.
Wow, that's so awesome. Glad to you, Vio, and hope you can working on Germany, that awesome country ever. And all right, guys, you guys are real amazing, and that's all. That quite intense to look for you guys. Dream is really insane. America, Japan, and Germany, and Russia myself too. We and all hope we can reach that all, but must keep remind that if that wasn't come to us, if we not working hard for it. So other way, we need to study more hard for target we got for it. First of all, I hope you guys can get out what you guys want and make your dream come true on working on there in everywhere you want to be in future. And I think that's all, guys. If you guys don't doesn't have uh any question,
Maybe no,
no, no at
no,
all, no. Okay.
no, no, no.
If there's not, I think it's all. Thank you for participate, keeping success, and don't forget to pray and hope always be. And bye. I will see you guys soon. Peace.